Hello, and welcome to QuickTale English. Today, we explore a chilling mystery. What happens when the person you trust is in two places at the same time? Let's find out in Panic. A quiet evening. It was a cold Friday night. Ben and his younger sister Lily were home alone. Their parents were at a dinner party and were not coming back until midnight. The house was large, old, and full of strange shadows. Outside, the wind was blowing through the trees, making a sound like someone whispering. Ben was upstairs in his bedroom. He was wearing his headphones and playing video games. He felt safe and relaxed. Lily was downstairs in the kitchen, probably making some tea or finishing her homework. Everything was normal. Suddenly, a sound pierced through the music in Ben's headphones. It was a scream. It wasn't a small scream of surprise. It was a loud, terrifying scream of pure panic. It was Lily's voice, and it came from the first floor. "Ben, help me! Please come down!" she cried. The double. Ben's heart started beating fast. He dropped his game controller. He was paralyzed for a second. His sister sounded like she was in great danger. Was there a burglar? Did she fall? He stood up quickly and grabbed his phone from the desk. He wanted to call her to see what was happening, or perhaps call the police. His hands were shaking. He ran toward the bedroom door, but before he could reach the handle, the door opened slowly, then froze. Standing in the doorway was Lily. She looked pale, and her eyes were wide with fear. She was breathing heavily. Ben looked at her, confused. He looked at his phone, then back at her. "Lily?" he whispered. "I just heard you scream. You were downstairs." Lily didn't answer immediately. She stepped into the room and closed the door behind her. She walked toward Ben and placed her cold hand on his shoulder. "Ben," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Did you hear that too? I was in my room, and I heard myself screaming in the kitchen." The terror in the hallway. The room became silent. Ben felt a cold shiver go down his back. If Lily was standing right here in front of him, then who or what was screaming downstairs? "You were in your room?" asked Ben. "But the scream, it sounded exactly like you." "I know," said Lily. She was almost crying. "I was reading a book, and suddenly I heard my own voice calling your name from the bottom of the stairs. It was begging for help." Ben looked at the closed door. The hallway outside was dark. They were on the second floor. The stairs were just a few meters away. "Stay here," Ben said, trying to be brave. "I will lock the door." He turned the key in the lock. Click. Now they were safe inside the room. But then they heard a sound from the hallway. Thump, thump, thump. It was the sound of footsteps. Someone or something was walking up the stairs. The steps were slow and heavy. The voice returns. The footsteps stopped right outside Ben's bedroom door. Ben and Lily held their breath. They didn't move. They didn't even want to blink. Then they heard a voice. It was soft and sweet. It sounded like their mother. "Ben? Lily? Are you in there? Why is the door locked? Open the door, sweeties. I have a surprise for you." Lily looked at Ben. Her face was white. "Mom and Dad aren't home," she mouthed silently. Ben nodded. He knew his parents were 30 kilometers away. This was not his mother. "Ben, help me!" The voice suddenly changed. Now it was Lily's voice again, but it was coming from the other side of the door. "Open the door! It's dark out here! Something is chasing me!" The Lily standing next to Ben grabbed his arm so hard it hurt. She was looking at the door with pure terror. There were two Lilies, one inside the room and one outside. The escape. "We have to get out," Ben whispered. "The window." Ben's room was on the second floor, but there was a large tree right outside the window.
They had climbed it many times when they were younger. Ben opened the window quietly. The cold night air rushed into the room. He helped Lily climb out first. She was fast and climbed down the branches easily. Ben followed her. Just as his feet touched the grass in the garden, he heard a loud crack from his bedroom. He looked up. The bedroom door was open. He could see a shadow standing at the window. It was the shape of a girl, but she had no face, just a dark, empty space where the eyes and mouth should be. "Run!" Ben shouted. They ran through the garden, through the gate, and out into the street. They didn't stop until they reached the bright lights of a 24-hour gas station a kilometer away. The truth? The worker at the gas station saw the two terrified teenagers and called the police. When the police arrived at the house, they searched every room. They checked the basement, the attic, and the cupboards. "There is nobody here," the officer said to Ben and Lily's parents when they arrived. "The house is empty. All the doors and windows were locked from the inside." Ben's parents looked at their children. "It was just a nightmare, or maybe the wind," their father said. "Old houses make strange noises." But Ben knew it wasn't the wind. He looked at Lily. She was sitting on the sofa, wrapped in a blanket. She looked at him and showed him her shoulder. There was a small red mark in the shape of a hand, exactly where the lily in the bedroom had touched him. Ben looked at his phone. He had one new message from an unknown number. He opened it. It was an audio file. He pressed play. He heard his own voice. The recording said, "Don't worry, Ben. I am still inside. I am waiting for you to come back." Conclusion: the mystery of the mimic. Some people believe in mimics, supernatural entities that copy the voices and shapes of the people we love to trap us. Ben and Lily never stayed in that house alone again. They learned that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world is a voice that sounds exactly like your own. Thank you for joining QuickTale English. Did you enjoy this spooky mystery? Subscribe for more stories to improve your B1 English. See you next time.